What is becoming of me? What is becoming of me? Well, tell me they've already cut my mic down again. What about now? It's gonna keep going down. I don't know why these programs do that. Windows 8 and Windows 10 just likes to fuck with your settings and change everything from what you tell it to be to what they would want it to be. Since I've been using Windows 8, I have noticed that they are trying something somewhere tries to fuck with my goddamn mic and turn it down. I know this program is this debut, but apparently I just did it again when I just loaded it up today. You have to reinstall this damn thing because it times itself out. They time out how much you can actually use it to record. After a certain amount of hours of recording, they will try to make you buy it. So I don't actually use it to record. I use it to just show the cam. But even so, after a certain amount of time, a fucking little watermark comes up on the screen saying what program you're using. I hate I have the one fucking tooth left shines in the light. I would rather that one tooth be gone and then it would just be black and you wouldn't even see it and it would be less noticeable than just having that one fucking tooth stick out. Bothers me. Anyone that's gone through the process of losing all of their teeth through decay knows what that is. When you have a tooth fucking bothering you for a month or a couple of months, however long, they get cracks and fissures in them. When you're eating food, you can feel them split, you can feel them crack, and they'll just be there. They'll loosen, they'll start to move around. Um, it gets to where it's hard to eat. I'm talking about years ago when I still had all my teeth, and you're kind of watching them go one by one. Um, you have to, you start watching, thinking very carefully about how you chew your food, and sometimes when the tooth finally, or a part of the tooth finally breaks off completely, uh, half the time you're actually glad that it's gone. What I am glad is gone is all of my mercury laden fillings, fucking lead fillings they put in here. I've actually had those fillings turn to powder in my mouth when they would go out. When when it would like break off, and I don't even know how to tell you. It's just when those fillings break down, they can break down, and when your teeth are it's like an alloy or something. I don't even know what the hell is in it. But I have actually felt the fucking fillings turn to a powder in my mouth. And it's kind of dissolved. And that's not a good thing. So now I don't have any fillings left, obviously. So I don't have any teeth left, I don't have fillings either. It's a good thing. Not having teeth is bad, not having fillings is good. So I've had them come out, they're like little black chunks of some kind of a metal. What I wish I had though was a series of crowns put in the back teeth. That way I could still chew the food properly. Wouldn't be so bad if I had at least that. I wouldn't actually really mind. So long as it was still functional. I'm waiting for this goddamn fan to turn off. I feel like it's bothering me. Maybe not. Somehow it kicked on right before I was going to fucking turn it on. That's why I was like waiting for 5 damn minutes for it to turn off. It's still going. Oh well. Guess it's not that big of a deal. I know my other computer would pick up the fan. I think this one kind of has a weight. This one has it built in where it will negate the fan sound. My other computer with Windows 7. But depending on how they build the machines, your different models, they'll have the mic right next to the damn microphone. Some people's mic sounds, fan sounds very, very loud. Like their mic is right next to the fucking fan. I still can't believe I went for a damn year before I realized that my computer actually had a built-in mic. I thought you actually had to buy a mic. So I didn't even think to use that computer for recording myself until 2015. I could have been recording myself since 2014. I never even thought about it. And the only reason I started recording anything was to record my diatribes of me explaining the world to people. My invisible friends that aren't even here. So I could archive it for myself. But by the time I started actually recording it, I had stopped doing that. And I was just, I'm going to have to stop caring about people. I have to stop caring. Nobody cares about you. And you caring about them in this fallen world, although it is good. You being a virtuous person is only seen as negative in a negative world. You of all people should understand this. But they see their negativity as positive. They cannot understand the world of which you're trying to build. They cannot understand the world you're trying to create. To you, that is anathema. They cannot think outside the box the world has given them. Just like the women choosing the men that they do within the context of society, within the context of the culture at the time, which is manipulated by the system, by the beast, which means that they pick the men that are in alignment with the beast empire. They will not pick men if they have the opportunity at all. They will not pick the man that is in opposition to the beast world system. They will always pick the man that is congruent with it. That is the nature of women. in the fallen world. The way God designed women it only works in the context of the kingdom. And since we do not live in the perfect world, we live in a fallen, broken world. Well, the way women choose men is equally broken, because they choose the men that function and work the best in that broken world. Which means that if we let women decide our fate, then we will never get out of this broken system. And women do not choose the best men. They choose the worst. What they love in men is what God hates in men. It is what has separated us from God in the first place. And that is why we keep falling further and further away from our true heritage, our true destiny, our past, what we used to be as a race. We keep devolving, degrading, because we keep allowing women to determine who we are. And what the next generation will be. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I really do not know what I'm going to do. Because I have been waiting for 17 damn years for a woman that can understand what I am saying, what I am doing, where I'm coming from. Or better put, I have been waiting for 17 years to find a woman who can give a shit about what means the most to my life. This is my life. This is me. This is what I am. And basically, I have yet to find a single woman that has the spiritual capacity to be able to give a shit, to be able to care about someone who actually wants to make the world a better place. I'm not sure there are any. All they want to do is make things better within the context they're already living in. They do not want to change that context. They do not want to change the culture. They don't want to change anything. They are addicted to the system. They're addicted to money. They're addicted to their way of life. They don't want to give any of it up. And so they will not go with the men that do. And they will go with the men that they perceive to be the most socially viable, the most socially successful within the context of the culture that they identify with, within the context of their social paradigm. Those are the men that they choose. They cannot break away from that mindset. It's in their damn DNA. And it is the seminal flaw, the history of mankind. I have broken it down over 20 years of me looking into this, and I have broken it down to the core basic element. It goes back to the family. It goes back to how people are raised. It goes back to what they are taught as a child, which goes back to men and women getting together to make the family in the first place, which goes back to how women choose men, which goes back to society, which is governed by money, men making money and serving the king, which goes back to Lucifer being given control of the planet by Adam, and then installing puppet kings to rule in his stead over the slave race, when men would be kings of the planet anyway if Adam had not given it away. But he gave it away for Satan, Lucifer, to ransom his wife back. And because of that now, Satan has hold on every other man's wife. And because of how women choose men and make them slaves to the king, so that men think being what a man is what being a man is working hard and slaving away his life for the system, the very beast world system that now enslaves us. As they worked all through the 20th century, their entire careers, 30, 40 years for some damn industrial company, building what now enslaves us. Now it goes into the tech world. They're working for the tech world, doing the same thing. Women want the best mate. Everybody does. That's very understandable. Men want the best mate as well. But of course, men go by genetics. They go by what they see in the woman's body, predominantly. Maybe not what they want to marry, but at least the type of woman they're attracted to sexually is based on genetics, which is understandable. Women, on the other hand, do not go by genetics, which is why evolution is fucking totally erroneous. It's not survival of the fittest at all. Human women do not choose wisely. And because of that, we suffer. Because of that, we die. And it's my firm belief that humanity will fail because of how God designed women. He did not design them in such a way as to function efficiently in a broken world. He designed them to work in a pure, perfect world in which the context of the entire civilization is wholeness, purity. Well, everyone's in contact with God. Everybody knows God is there. No one is broken away from God in a perfect world. Everyone's in contact with the Spirit. So that what the most socially viable man would be those who are most connected to God. Some women don't like the God of the Bible because they don't understand why he said that we have to sacrifice animals. If they happen to love animals, then they will not agree with that, and they will have resentment against that God, and perhaps be more inclined to choose men that are in opposition to that God. But the truth is, the reason we have to kill animals is because of the woman, and how she chose men. And if you take the story in Genesis, you had Adam and Eve, and then you had the serpent come in with his silver tongue, speaking soft words into her ears, pulling her aside from Adam. Basically, what I read in that is that he seduced her, pulling her off to the side. He did not speak to them together. He did not speak to Adam first. He spoke to the woman alone, pulling her off to the side and seducing her, speaking the words that triggered that response in her mind. It caused those things to happen. And that's all it is. Just words. Just words trigger a response in a person's mind, which is a chemical reaction, which they perceive as love. It's not real. It's funny to me when a man loves a woman, she thinks he's crazy, she thinks he's pitiful, pathetic, sad. But when she feels a love for a man, it's because that's just how it is. It's meant to be. He's the one. And it's the same goddamn reaction to the same goddamn words. And we're just people. Question is, who is speaking those words? And are they in connection with God? Or are they in opposition to God? And the question is, how can God be for it if it's just going to pull the person away from Him? How can God have brought them together? He wouldn't. This is why there are so few of us. Because women choose the men of the world instead of men of God. And it's my estimation, it's my opinion, that is why the world is the way it is. It's because they marry worldly men who make worldly families and have worldly kids who grow up being worldly men. The cycle continues. What I'm saying is women are wrong. That's what I'm saying. And they will not understand what I am saying. They will not even know. They will not be able to see what I am saying until we're all dead and on the other side. And when they are looking back at their life and they are shown their life and how it affects others and how they were affected by others, only then will anyone ever know what their life really meant. Only then will they realize what it was. I wasn't even planning on saying anything. All I'm saying is you can't trust women's estimation of men and who they have feelings for. It's all based on nothing. And at the end of the day, nothing is what it is. All that I know, after 17 years of trying to find this person, every woman that I have loved and have tried to connect with has basically laughed in my face like, you can't be serious, while basically immediately thereafter going with the first slick talker that they came across. So what am I supposed to believe other than that's what they want? They don't want anyone to really love them. They don't care if a guy loves them or not. All they care about is finding someone who can trigger that response in their mind. And that's what they believe, whether it's real or not. It's an illusion, but they don't care. It's what they want to believe. And this comes down to what they want to believe. and how good you are at making them want to believe it. If you can do that, then you're in. And if not, well, that's what it is. It's all an illusion. And so I am left to conclude that the reason the way the world is the way it is because women do not care about the guys that love them. Honestly. And it's just sad. This is not at all what I intended to say today. I guess I'll cut this off and try to make the other recording I intended to make initially. The first 6 or 8 minutes of this probably was just me rambling nonsensically about crap. The world is not based off of reality, but the illusion of reality, which the enemy, the beast, has made its profession to control and direct that illusion, to control as much as humanly possible about everything. And what I find so very sad is that women are so easily deceived and so easily manipulated by such things. And when I see women that are just so enamored by men that they just change their entire world, becomes his world, and they just stop everything and they just become a mirror image of him, and they become his shadow, and it's just all about him. That is a type of temporal insanity. Why they will mock a man for doing that to them and think that he is total shit when they feel that way about a man. It's because it's just meant to be. It is destiny. And it makes me wonder. You might call it a double standard. I just call it a weakness of the human species. I guess I could keep going, but I guess I have said what I need to say. What I want to say. I don't even know. I thought I could start putting up some videos on my other channel. Maybe this would be the first. Because I can't say what I want to say on my regular channel. It's too many people. Originally, I uploaded videos to that channel, just me talking, saying completely what I want to say, just free as a bird. And I had to take all that down when I started making Flat Earth videos. Because you can't ever give all the heart, or show people who you really are. And they don't know who I really am. And I really can't nobody knows who I am. That's the problem. 30 minutes. I'm going to cut it off here. I'll put it up on my other channel. We'll see where it goes. See you later.